We are all aware how BTS basically created an empire from the once rundown company that is BigHit Entertainment. And because of this, most fans know that the boys enjoy more freedom compared to other idols. However, there are still rules the boys are expected to follow, and to the surprise of many, there are also things BTS are prohibited to do because of BigHit. That's a big price to pay if you'd ask me, and in case you're curious about the other things BTS are not allowed to do, then keep watching, and because I'll be breaking them down one by one. Okay, let's get started. First up, one of the many rules BTS has to follow strictly is to make sure they inform their managers of their whereabouts at all times. So that means the boys are prohibited to go anywhere without getting permission from the company. This rule is very rational since BigHit is only making sure that BTS stays safe, especially when fans can get a little out of hand sometimes, and we all know BTS has the worst sasaeng fans in the industry. Not to mention the boys were also bombarded with death threats before. That is why BTS would always be accompanied by either their manager or personal security guards wherever they go. Moving on, BTS aren't allowed to open their personal social media accounts. BTS has a massive social media following, and it's no doubt that they topped almost all K-pop groups when it comes to Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube followers. So you might be wondering why the members haven't opened their respective social media accounts yet. Well, it's not that they don't want to open one. It's more on the fact that BigHit doesn't allow them to. Most speculated that the reason behind this is that the management wants to keep the united front of the group, since it's obvious that one of their biggest advantages is their huge number of followers. So in case the 7 members decide to open a separate account, it would also mean that the attention to their group's official account will be divided. There's nothing personal about this rule, and actually it's just one of BigHit's media campaigns, which, as a matter of fact, have been very effective to boost the social media engagement of BTS. Coming up next, BTS isn't allowed to date. This one is the most common prohibition every idol has to endure, and honestly, I think this has to go since, come on, we're at 2021. Idols dating should be normalized, but putting that aside, BigHit has a strict dating ban with the boys, and even though they haven't really publicly announced this, fans speculated that they still impose this rule. Mostly because other top companies are still very old-fashioned and don't want to deal with dating scandals, and BigHit had shot down numerous dating rumors in the past, so it's only natural for fans to assume that the dating ban still stands. While fans are conflicted about it since there are armies who are happy about the dating ban for obvious reasons, of course, while there are a few who think this is completely unnecessary. Thankfully, BigHit doesn't have to worry since BTS has mentioned a lot of times that they are very focused on their career, and the last thing they care about is being in a relationship. BigHit doesn't allow Jungkook to show his tattoo in public. Okay, this one is a little controversial, and there are a lot of opinions about this, so allow me to further explain the narrative. We all know that tattoos are still relatively not accepted in South Korea. Their views about this matter haven't changed throughout the years. Getting a tattoo in Korea is also dubbed as a medical service and only allowed if the tattoo artist is qualified as a medical practitioner. Because of this, many artists work undercover out of their homes or in underground parlors. In the case of Jungkook, BigHit doesn't allow him to show his ink when he is out in the public, or at times the boys have a performance that will end up being broadcasted on national television. That is why oftentimes Cookie would either wear a long sleeve outfit or cover his tattoo with makeup or plaster when attending public events. But aside from these instances, the maknae is free to flaunt his gorgeous inks for armies to see, just like during V-Lives or shows that only air online like YouTube shows. Some even said that BigHit is being strict with what Jungkook can show when it comes to his tattoo because they didn't want the maknae to receive unnecessary hate, which is actually very considerate of them. Also, I know armies love seeing Cookie wearing his sleeves proudly, so I hope we can see him showing off his ink without getting scared of criticism in the future. Next, BTS has to always stay in shape. This rule is another mandate every K-pop idol has to follow since we are all aware that Korea has ridiculous high beauty standards when it comes to idols. That is why companies, including BigHit, put their trainees and idols under strict diets that sometimes go to the extreme. I mean, they would weigh their idols day after day just to make sure they don't gain undesired weight. The eldest Jin even once shared he was previously malnourished because he only ate a total of 4 chicken breasts a day for a year, with no vitamins to maintain the company's ideal weight. Jimin also revealed that he would pass out because of his excessive diet, while other members like RM were subjected to so much criticism just because K-Nets think his face doesn't look like an idol. Idol armies are also aware that Jimin has been bashed because of his chubby features. This is also the reason why plastic surgery is very common in Korean culture, which has created a very toxic standard of beauty among artists, and hopefully this too will change with time, since we don't want these idols passing out one after the other just because they wanted to look handsome in front of the camera, right? BigHit doesn't allow BTS to appear on other artists' music videos. This one is mere speculation, but fans have a good reason for doing so. Did you notice that BTS had collaborated with a lot of artists, local or international, yet they haven't appeared in any of their music videos? In case you're still skeptical, allow me to give you a few examples. Remember when RM had a guest verse on the remix for Lil Nas X's Old Town Road, but the latter didn't appear on the song's MV? Same with J-Hope and Suga, who lent their vocals to a remix of Jason Derulo's Savage Love, but the only music video we have is a fan-made one. On the contrary, artists who collaborate with BTS would most of the time appear in the music video produced by BigHit, which is exactly what happened when the boys collaborated with Halsey for Boy With Love, and Nicki Minaj, who also appeared for Idol's MV. Last up, BTS can't change their hairstyle without BigHit's approval. Since K-pop groups give serious regard to their concept and visuals every comeback, it is only natural for the company to have a very strict rule with what the boys would look, and yes, this involves whether they should cut their hair short or dye it black. Jin got in trouble with their stylist once when the eldest decided he was getting sick of his blonde hair and spontaneously dyed his whole hair black without getting BigHit's approval first. The worldwide handsome can't be bothered since he revealed how the company called for a meeting to discuss whether he can or cannot change his hair color, and even so, he would still end up with black hair even if it means he'll dye it himself. Well, we can truly conclude that being under the spotlight entails a lot of sacrifices, and for BTS, it means giving up a portion of their freedom to continue doing what they love. And even though it can get tough sometimes, I know the boys will keep going as long as armies are there to support them. Do you think these rules are over the top? Let us know in the comments down below. Also, stay tuned for more and see you next time. Bye!